We didn't know what 2023 was going to bring, but we did know we were going to change everything. Everything was prepared. We had said goodbye to family and friends, and we were getting ready to take the trip 1,400 miles across the country to our new homestead in Arkansas. It was an exciting time for us. Even the dogs, Rocco and Bailey, didn't know what was up, but they knew something was about to change. We brought the camper down from its storage spot and packed it full of our belongings. We were leaving the next day. Our lives would be changed forever. It took 3 days to get from Connecticut to our homestead in Arkansas, and we had no trouble on the road. But 50 feet onto our property, our camper sunk to the axles, and we knew we'd be stuck there for a while. There was no time to feel sorry for ourselves. We set right at it and cut up a bunch of planks and jacked up the camper. We had to get it out of the mud. We knew it would be here until the rainy season was over. But if the soil dried up around the camper, we'd never get it out. Every day in those first few weeks, we looked out at our homestead and dreamed of the possibilities of what it could actually turn into. We had no idea, and that was the best part. We looked around and figured out what needed to happen first, so we set out to make it happen. We knew it was going to be a long, hard road, but you gotta start somewhere. So on a chilly morning in early March, we broke out our greenhouse and started putting it together. This was going to be the start of everything. The rainy season wasn't quite over, and in 1 week we got more than 6 inches of rain. Even our road to our homestead flooded out. But after that, the clouds broke and the sun came out, and it started to get a little bit warmer. And before you know it, our pasture was overgrown. So we broke out the push lawnmower and mowed an acre and a half by hand. The following day, a special piece of equipment arrived. Our sawmill was here. So we set right at it and got it put together because this was the piece of equipment we needed to build the rest of our homestead. It didn't take long, and we were cutting logs. This would make the lumber we needed to build everything else on our homestead. Even the dogs were excited. With the ground drying out and some help from some fellow homesteaders, we tried to get the camper down to the pad site we had built a year before. If we could get it down there, that would be the last big hurdle, and we could settle in and really start building our homestead. Once we had our camper in its proper spot, we moved on, and Missy got into the greenhouse and started planting hundreds of plants for our garden and for sale at the farmers markets. We had to get these going. Time was running out. And before you knew it, our first chicks arrived. We were so excited we had livestock on the homestead. Even Rocco and Bailey were excited for the new chicks. Before you knew it, it was springtime, and we needed to get our garden going. So we started cutting rows and laying down ground fabric. Missy's plants were looking really good, so we got them all in the ground just in time. It was going to be a great summer. A severe wind and rainstorm blew through at the end of spring, and it took out one of our shelters. We were devastated when we woke up and came out of the camper, but we had to save everything that was in it. So we just took it apart and prepared to put up another one. The destroyed shelter wasn't a total loss. I used the canopy to cover up our chicken tractor. You see, our birds were getting too big for their brooder, so I had to build a chicken tractor for the meat birds. And soon after that, I had to build a mobile coop for our laying hens. We met some new friends, Jason and Tara from White Rock Homestead. Jason brought over his tractor, and I was able to get a load of rocks, and we were able to build our driveway out on the front of the property, and also able to put in a nice walkway down to the pad site for the camper. Jason and Tara were so kind to us, and our friendship quickly grew. Before you knew it, they were back at the homestead, showing us the proper way to process our first batch of chickens. You see, Tara, she's been a homesteader for a while. She knew exactly what she was doing, and she's an excellent teacher also. The days started getting longer, and wow, look at our garden. It really took off. Things are starting to produce. It should be a good year. farmers market season finally opened, and we couldn't wait to get our fruits and vegetables to market. We were so proud of all the work that we had done. We met new friends at the farmers markets, Jammie from ThreeLittleGoats Homestead and Tom from Bubba Junk. They were very helpful in getting us going. Late summer started turning into fall, and our last batch of meat birds arrived. There'd be a lot of work moving forward. We had to get the homestead ready for winter. As fall crept in, it was time to take the garden apart. We had to get this all cleaned up. You see, the chickens were going to move into the garden area, and they were going to do their magic, cleaning up the bugs and fertilizing the soil for next year. There was no relaxing now. In fact, we were getting ready for the big push. I got onto the sawmill because I needed to cut up a bunch of timbers. We were getting ready to build our first structure here on the homestead. We'd never done anything like this before. This was going to be a test building to see what it was like to build with rough cut lumber and to make sure that the lumber that was coming off the mill was going to work, because the next structure we built was our house. So we wanted to make our mistakes on this building and be able to correct them before we moved to the house structure. We didn't do this build all alone. Our new friend Rich came over and was eager to jump in there and help us get this project done. And before you knew it, Jason and Tara were back on the homestead. Tara helped Missy seal in the farm stand, which was the last part of this project, and Jason, he helped me fix the sawmill. You see, the sawmill needed to go up on some timbers. It wasn't really cutting straight the way I wanted, and I knew I had to fix this problem before we started the house build. So Jason graciously jumped in there and helped me get my sawmill straightened out. The days were getting shorter and the nights were getting colder, but the sawmill was running perfectly. So we jumped right on the house build. and we started setting the first beams that would be our forever home. With the beams all set, I needed to mill up my floor joists. You see, I needed over 90 2x8x12s to get all our floor joists and bracing done. With all the lumber cut up, we got right on our platform build. You see, we only had about 10 days left till the end of the year, and we wanted to hit this milestone in 2023. So we got right on it, and we worked as hard as we could. We did it. We got it done before the end of the year. With only a couple days left till New Year's, we were so excited to have this platform completed, and we'd be able to look back at all our accomplishments this year. We have no idea what 2024 will bring us, but we do know that together we can face any challenge. We hope you'll join us as well and follow our journey to see where this homesteading adventure takes us. Thank you for all your support and have a wonderful new year.